Well, the last community I worked at as an executive director was very similar in size to this community, and I was in a building similar to this, and it would work out very well. Before I got there, they had done some improvements to it, but our present landlord, Ainsworth, says they'll help us with their maintenance crew. Hopefully we a little help on restoring classroom or something for that to work out.
Are the banks willing to free up some of that property that they all own in that area? Because from what I understand, they're wanting so much per acre that nobody's going to buy it.
So for the right of way, for the city. I didn't ask anybody that question. I imagine at some point in time I will. I have to ask.
We have developers talking to the banks to see if they would be willing to do things property development facilities. Go halfway, it's $15 million job.
So what you're asking,
I moved around a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, tonight I'm just asking.
You're asking because you've been to the county council, am I correct? And they have said they would like to partner, and what you're asking if we would like to partner with county council or with this proclamation.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you're, okay.
We need a vote?
That's good.
Make a motion for the proclamation with the county.
Second.
Jamie?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
Burton?
Yeah.
Bill?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Any other questions for Mark? Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I'll be back to show you those materials. Mark. Thank you.
We have another item on the agenda. It's a mayor's issue for the Carson Transportation. It's regarding use of edit funds to help the financing with the Lincoln Street project. Now that we're giving edit funds towards the Lincoln Street project, it's making a loan to the redevelopment commission until the money's all come in, so the reimbursements and the fall tax revenue, so it can be paid off in full.
Yeah, I used to expand on a little bit with the redevelopment commission and city projects in Lincoln Street. There were a series of things that came together, and one the end result being that the project has been cheaper than what was originally individual engineer estimates were projected to be. And so the redevelopment commission has been able to, instead of taking on a long-term financial obligation, they've been able to cash flow much of this throughout the project. Now, they did enter into 2 short-term, 1-year bond anticipatory notes, and with the idea that generally after when you issue a bond anticipatory note, generally what happens is you're doing it to buy yourself time to enter into a long-term debt financing. Well, the redevelopment commission was able to be fiscally sound and put back enough money, and then the costs of the project were kept at a minimum. And instead of having to do a bond anticipatory note where you have to pay professional service fees, that and generally it's longer term, so you pay more interest, et cetera. What has been discussed is entering into a loan with the mayor or the administration with the use of his edit money. So it would essentially be letter of credit almost, where instead of money being handed over, the redevelopment commission would be able to draw down on this credit that's issued with an amount not to exceed. The unball came out with $600,000, so that's a conservative number. There's a number of factors that go into reaching that number, but essentially there's projected to be approximately $320,000 left in remaining on the Lincoln Street project. And there's a couple other projects that the redevelopment commission may wish to do. That $320,000 we have not yet received bills for. There's no way of saying that. And all those things combined, what Humboldt has said is, if the mayor can, by use of his edit funds, create a loan or in the form of a line of credit that allows the redevelopment commission to draw down on this thing for a period of, it's recommended 12 months, 18 months would be optimal, but there was a recommended 12 months, and then at the end of that 12 months, the redevelopment commission would have enough cycles of revenue draws during that time, plus the reimbursement, the 80% reimbursement that the development commission receives on the TIP project will have, those are only delayed from the state, but the thought is that will have come in by then, and Lincoln Street can effectively be cash flow that they will pay for it along the way. Edit will effectively, the edit loan will effectively act as a security measure in the event that funds get too tight, and perhaps there is another project the redevelopment commission might enter into. Now, the safety valve on this is that if a project comes along that's sizable for the city and it's something the city would want to do and use their edit funds, the agreement would be that the redevelopment commission would pay back the monies in full to edit, or back on the edit, and they would just have to figure out a different way to finance whatever monies they still owe. But short of that happening over the next 12 months, then they wouldn't have to incur any professional service fees, and it's just effectively they save money, and the mayor's able to use economic development income tax monies to essentially for economic development purposes. So I don't know if I gave you too much or too little.
Is this for the Lincoln Street corridor?
Correct.
The extension?
No.
No.
Or, well, not for the corridor, for the
Just for the
Lincoln Street
extension.
project.
Okay. Do they have enough money right now to pay for the Lincoln Street project?
If they pay for it right now, the answer is yes. But they have about $70,000 left over, if I remember my math right. June, $60,000 or $70,000. Yeah, Ken's
somewhere in there.
yeah, and so it's not a good operating amount for the redevelopment commission in the event that a project comes down the pipe. The other issue that's going to come up is they're going to have bills coming in to pay this thing off, and because there's always a delay in the state paying back their 80%, you could get caught up where suddenly there's not enough money in the account to pay it off. So, to the more extended question, or to your immediate question, is there enough money? I believe that we looked at what was in the funds. Yeah,
They've got the money, they pay it back.
correct. But
It's only going to be about $50,000.
is it? Yeah, maybe less than 70. I had 70.
Well, that's when you get back
Correct.
the payments of 19, 20, 21.
Correct. And those were always delayed. So
When is their payment coming in again for everything? When do they get another check?
Well, from the county, that would be December,
for that,
perhaps,
yeah.
November, December. But what he's talking about is the project itself. We pay R.W. Armstrong.
Right.
Mark sends everything into INDOT. Then that 80% has to come back in.
Okay.
So we don't have reimbursements of 19 and 20. He hasn't been able to send 20 money in yet because I've got to get him the have that check. And I gotta get those two in, because he has to send the original. And I will have that tomorrow for him, so he'll be able to get his paperwork, and then we still have 21 in it. And just thinking about what those are, if they're 14,000, they have around about 78,000 left in the fund after paying those banks back. If we have 1.6 million plus 14,000 interest, we pay 14,000 interest.
Ken, do you need more money? I mean,
No,
does the TIP fund?
Is it all right if I say something, Gary?
Sure.
If I may, I think for clarification, and Tim and you and the mayor have done it. Basically, we have a band note that's coming due in August, the tune of about 96. We've got the money to pay that, but if we pay that, it's going to leave us with $70,000 or $80,000 left in our funds. So this is a line of credit that we're asking for that we would use out of the Fed. Will we need some of it? Probably. On a short-term basis, we should get our next TIP installment in November, another one in June, another one next November. They're running about $350,000, $400,000, someplace around there. So between now and next June, you're talking about $700,000, which is more than enough for what we need to pay for Lincoln Street, et cetera. What it allows us to do is, as Tim alluded to, is that we don't incur. I mean, we could go out, we could pay the van off, come back and take out another note, but we incur all kinds of professional expenses in doing that. This allows us to be fiscally responsible and not do that, and use that Fed money that's sitting there for economic development for that purpose.
So the goal would be to pay it off as soon as possible and have the edit funds just there in case.
Exactly. It's just a safety valve. It's an case thing. We'll probably need some of that money short term, but we'll pay it back. We want to keep a fund in TIP, a couple $100,000 as a cushion in there when all is said and done. But it's going to be a short term thing. I can't imagine that we go 18 months, but it's a good number too.
The other thing that if the city ends up electing to pledge, if they end up getting into this project, I don't care if we're still here, but if I mistake this, correct me, but if they end up putting in for one or two of these NDOT projects, they have to pledge 20% there in the city's match. You don't have to actually hand the money over, but it's like a liability on your balance sheet. You pledge the money, so you can't now spend that same money.
That was alluding back to my original question where I said, was it meant to have that extra money in their account to be able to do the Lincoln Street extension or one of those projects?
Yeah, it's not meant to do that, but you would have the flexibility, if the city elected to go that route, you would have the flexibility to do that. The money still sits in the edit fund, if you will. Nothing, I mean, I think the way we are designing it is nothing will actually be transferred. The only thing that would ever happen is there might be a drawdown by the development commission from that fund, but we would keep everything else still in the edit account. But to your question, is that what it's for? I don't think the answer is yes, because I don't know that anybody's given approval for the city to move forward on that. But the concept is you want to have enough in there that if and when the city did elect to pledge the money, you don't do this twice. All was very specific about this. You do it one time, you do it one time only. You don't come back and amend and say we want to borrow a little bit more now, and it gives everybody sort of some finality to exactly what's being arranged, and then at the end of that 12 months, redevelopment commission has to pay it all back if they borrowed it. And it's not to say they even draw down on it.
Bill, if we may, it's kind of a no-brainer. We were just trying to bring it back to date. What is the first thing was that the thing came was the reason that we didn't have to do a bond with short-term bans. We moved in once. We didn't have a bond. if we go ahead and try to issue more bans or personal bans, then we have one burden to pay, I'm about to pay, that's all money out of our pocket that we don't have to issue if we want to go this route. Now, to make things more simple, if all the bills were in on Lincoln Street, correct me if I'm wrong, if all the bills were in on Lincoln Street, and all the 80% was paid back to the city, and if all tax revenue was in by December, it would all be paid for, but money went to the bank. So next year, the anticipated revenue of TIP is about $750,000 a year. It's pretty short. It's for us. And if I can loan that debt of money out, and they're still going to pay about 0.6% interest, then it's a lot cheaper than right now. They're paying 1.7 interest. I don't know if they get another 1.75. I don't know if they get another loan on fans of that, but still, this was on the edit is a third of what they're paying now, and they don't have to pay the finance fees on the burden.
And that's cheaper than what the first was.
You said it could be
Financed.
What was the other side?
I just said, don't hold me to it. I just said, in the event that they mentioned that the calling period's in October, there was another project that Gary and Mark were aware of that I'm not aware of.
One of the projects is the resurfacing and grinding of and restriping of Freeland Road, which has to be done. You know, it's getting in terrible shape and needs to be corrected, and needs to correct signage or directional on
Pavement.
that road.
Pavement work.
Yes,
Hey, yeah, that definitely.
and we want to try to get that done yet this year.
That would be.
But I think, to your point, Bill, maybe to your bigger point of participants, there has also been discussion about if you're going to put the Lincoln Street corridor as one of the projects, or the extension of the corridor as one of the projects, there would be some hearings contemplated. You can put in for the grant now, and then still have the hearings and determine whether or not you want it on the list. And if it turns out that after public hearings, people say, listen, this isn't one of my prioritized projects, you have the ability to pull out of the request for the NDOT fund. And in that situation, you also release the pledge. So there's no need to have it there. But my understanding, again, guys, stop me when I'm putting outside my bailiwick, but the idea was we're coming up upon that October calling date, and if we have the ability to get some 80% of the project paid for, we can afford to do it, then it makes sense.
But the first step is just apply. It doesn't mean we get approved, you know, this fall, or maybe even next year, or year after, but we have to get some.
If you don't get it in, they don't really want to do it. Well, my only confusion was, I watched the YouTube videos on the last TIP meeting, it didn't sound like everybody was in agreement with it, so I'm trying to figure out what the whole deal is. I mean, why, you know, when I heard about that, I thought, okay, why do they need the extra money? Well, if they got enough money in there to pay it off, then one of the reasons to have it is to be able to bond out more.
The thing we're looking at, Bill, is, for example, June said there's money coming back, and she's going to have $14,000. She has a $30,000 bill to pay, roughly $30,000 every month. You're getting near the end of the calendar or the fiscal year for the state. If they hold up the reimbursements, they need $60,000 to pay the next 2 months' bills. They wouldn't have any money to do it with. We don't know what the change orders total is going to be on NDOT's project or the Lincoln Street project. Anything that's been added, even if let's say there's $300,000 left over, and we have another $100,000 with change orders, they make us pay 20% of those here regardless. So, in other words, we paid one last month for $45,000 or $44,000 because we had about $220,000 worth of them so far. I think that's we changed order 25, and we're up to about change order 29, 32.
I don't have a question about using edit to help finance, or to make sure you're okay with that. You know, I'm just thinking past that. What else is the edit funds used for? What's the goal here besides?
I think that's something that the redevelopment commission has to determine. In other words, what their priorities are. For example, the Freeland Road is something we really would like to get rectified this year. That's something we don't have the finances for unless they borrow some money. In other words, if you go after $4 million in, let's say, a third of a proposed $15 million project, you know, you're going to have to come up with, what, 800,000? So I don't know if they're wanting to go big gung-ho on everything, but they just got to have a little bit of money to cushion them so they can operate till that point in time.
I think Humboldt came back with $200,000. It was kind of an operating. We gave them a $400,000 number because we don't know where we're at on Lincoln Street right now because we've overrun some quantities, we've underrun some quantities of things. We're still trying to find out where all that's at. We looked at that. We will still have some change orders that will be 20% responsible for. We looked at doing the Freeland Road, milling, resurfacing. When we added all that up, we came up with about $392,000 worth of stuff that they would be obligated for. Well, $300 obligated for on Lincoln Street, up close to 75.
And one thing that was confusing about that was there was about $160,000 for inspection fees, which is 8% of it will come back relatively short. So half of what we had in there will come back in the short term, but you just have to allow for it. So there's probably more than enough cushion at $600 grand.
So, is there any more questions? Tim, what most drives you need?
I think what you're looking for is Humboldt came back with a recommendation that be an edit loan established and not to exceed, and when it was a loan, it was the form of a line of credit, but that it not exceed $600,000. And I think that's, you're looking for ratification on this.
But the council has no.
Yeah, we have that.
No.
No, it's yours.
Okay, you're right, Helen. You're 100% right. But the policy has always been, the mayors have not, at least the past mayor and myself, have not spent that money without the approval of the council, their support, rather than their support. And that's my
You're asking for our support, is what you're asking.
Is the TIF in support of it? Is the whole TIF in support of it?
Yes. Yes.
I think they do.
I'll make a motion that we support the TIF through use of edit funds not to exceed the amount of $600,000.
In the form of a repayable.
In the form of the repayable.
Percentage of the bank.
Second.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I thought you'd ask. Yes. Yes, I seconded.
Thank you, council. Senator, there's one more thing that Tim's wanting to bring up.
Council, there is an issue as it pertains to how an employee was paid. We have an exempt employee that needs to go overtime to get paid, that a salaried employee is entitled to overtime. And that employee participated in actually 3 purpose of actually saving the city money, using that employee to go out at a different rate. When the state board of accounts came in and looked at this, they said that employee is exempt and that the scope of that employee's duties aligned too much with what that person was actually performing on the Lincoln Street project. And so when that person received pay for his duties on the Lincoln Street project, they said that he could not receive overtime pay because the second employee's salary. And so one of the ways to fix that is to go back and, as we talked about by the State Board of Accounts, is to revise the personnel policy to retroactively authorize the overtime pay for position of street commissioner for the 2010 year and I would limit it to the Lincoln Street project. Because he was paid for the services on the project, and you have to pay that money back.
If it was paid by the city, the reimbursement by the TIF for services that he rendered to them. Now, we were wanting to do that more often, but because we did it once and found out that is the right way to do it, we never did it again. Where the person is certified to do this job, we're trying to save the TIF money. It really wasn't overtime. It was an hourly rate that was charged from like 2 o'clock in the morning until 6:30 before the regular work shift started. And it happened 2 or 3 days that week at the Black Box.
I mean, this was actually brought before the Redevelopment Commission, if I remember correctly, again, and it was approved. Yet the concept was that if we were able to use our street commissioner who was qualified to perform, say, the same services as, I believe it was R.W. Armstrong. So some of the city was going to save money by doing that, and they did. But the State Board of Accounts said you can't use that person because what he already does in his capacity as street commissioner overlaps with what it is that you would be paid for. So you have to rectify the situation. One of the things that certainly is going to happen is they're going to ask that money be paid back to the city or to TIF.
The city's already been paid back.
Okay.
By TIF.
Okay. And the money will have to be paid back by the employee. The question is whether council wishes to retroactively modify the personnel policy to allow that payment to take place. I believe is how Dave Fleming with the State Board of Accounts is reveals to you.
Well, we have a personnel policy committee, and so that we are sure that we have this correct for all of our exempt employees, that it needs to go back to the personnel committee to look through and make sure that if we're ratifying one, and we get this through to all of them, and then brought back to the council as to what our recommendation is.
And I think that makes a lot of sense, Ellen. I think the only reason it's brought before you here today is State Board of Accounts is just finishing up their audit and looking to have some finality as to this question.
Some sort of action.
But again, what you're saying is very consistent with how action is taken in the past. So I can't argue with that. It's more a product of it being a time-sensitive issue. And I don't know how time-sensitive it is, except for the State Board of Accounts wants something done, generally to respond.
Well, we're meeting on Thursday, so we can see what they want to do then.
So
We have a meeting audit Thursday, so exit audit, so that would be my thing. We're on the personnel question.
We talked about it back when we found that out. And one of the council members actually, we were trying to do change the policy at the time to show that during Lincoln Street project that they could do that, because it doesn't make sense to have something exempt being paid somewhere else within the city. think we ever had that happen, did we? I mean, we didn't actually get a,
Didn't get anything
No.
together. Yeah.
we didn't get anything put together.
We just talked about maybe January or something, and so we need to have something.
So is there an issue if this is a decide on the items?
Job descriptions.
We did talk,
January 30th minutes.
we did talk about it, I talked about it from there. I mean, it's, I had some questions as to what it is that we want to have done. You know, it was what my notes showed, what was being contemplated relative to what was being asked. It was somewhat difficult. I guess that's what I'm saying, is I would limit this strictly to the Lincoln Street project. If you go back and retroactively change this, I think you almost have to do it to that project alone. I don't know that there's a simple solution necessary.
And that's why I'm saying I think we need to at least be looked at, rather than we just making a decision tonight, okay, we'll go ahead with this, and then we have another one come up, and the same thing, well, they're working on Lincoln Street, so we have, so, you know, I think it needs to be, that's why I'm saying at least go back to the personnel policy.
And I'm happy to report that today, to say that it's still being addressed, and we talked about the activity on Thursday.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Anything else?
Any news on the stoplight out by Hopper?
Have they done their assessment?
We're having traffic.
Pardon?
They're doing a traffic study. That's
Okay.
the first part of it, and once that information is compiled,
Where
they'll
they
come
at?
back with analysis, and then we can petition the Indiana Department of Transportation.
To put the stoplight.
It's going to be probably an uphill battle.
But it needs to be there.
Yeah, because I thought there was one of the monies, we looked at some of those projects.
We did.
There's money there.
175,000.
The problem we're going to run into is NDOT developed that intersection for 3 phases of Honda and based it on a traffic count, and they built that to be an unsignalized intersection for 3 times the amount of people we've got going through it. So they're going to probably be reluctant to let you put the signal in. But we're trying.
Anything else, Council?
That's
Or is there anything from the audience? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Meeting adjourned.
This,